Athlete, El Salvador, on XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me, the amazing Steve Merchant and the incredible Karl Pilkington. Alright? Right, we've done that, monkey news, right, straight, let's hit 'em dead, let's go straight with Cheap as Chimps, Karl.
Right, well this will probably finish today, to be honest. Oh, right? Because what we looked at Cheap as Chimps, we found out that...
They eat one banana. Next, go on, do this one.
Banana a day and that.
Yeah, that's
right,
it, brilliant.
So what...
It was a long-running feature, go on.
What, sorry, can I just ask again, what are the rules with Cheap as Chimps?
It's just, you know, if you wanted a chimp, how much would it sort of cost you?
Brilliant. Title come first?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
As always, that's the way they do it. Right? Cheap as Chimps. I thought I'll go online and see, you know, if I could buy one. How much do you reckon?
£6,000.
To buy a chimp?
Yeah.
Oh no, a ridiculous amount. Where can you buy them from? What sources? You shouldn't be able to buy them.
eBay.
What do you mean, buy a chimp? From who?
There was this website that was selling stuff.
What, you could actually
What are you talking about?
Right, here we go then, right? I looked at it. Here's some of the other animals that were on there.
No, wait a minute. What, are these poachers?
I don't know.
What, zoos that got bored with them? Where can you buy a chimp?
I don't want to give it a plug.
Right,
some
go on
website,
then.
right?
So what are the other animals available?
Right, well, I'll give you some prices with the other animals, then you can try and work out if it's cheap as chimps, right? So, right, a camel. What do you reckon?
£25,000.
Right, $8,000 for a camel, right? Sloth?
40 quid.
$3,000.
Right.
Last one. Bengal tiger.
Oh, that's got to be pricey. $12,000.
$1,800.
What?
Yeah.
Karl, this is an awful website. That can't be true, mate.
Right,
That's
so,
awful.
a chimp.
Well,
$5,000.
I'm going to go with, $1,000.
55,000.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
But I don't know what to say, because this is rubbish anyway. What website can you buy? Okay, get me a tiger. Here's £1,000. Get me a tiger.
Well, I don't know.
You're an idiot.
Postage and packages and...
Sorry, so where does the Cheap as Chimps element come in?
Well, that's
Aren't you supposed to shout, it's Cheap as Chimps at the end?
Well, it isn't, that's why I want to finish the feature.
I don't know what is the most Cheap as Chimps?
Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing broadcasting.
So...
We're up for a Sony Award, aren't we? I hope they're listening, because it's ours.
Yeah.
With features like Cheap as Chimps, it's ending because they're not.
It's in the bag.
And do you remember, here's Athlete. Can't stop the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Well, I've got news for you boys, I don't want to stop you. I love your funk rock fusion. Word of warning, no nudity. Repeat, no nudity at this gig.
I do it like you. I think you should host a whole show like that. It's lovely that. So, have you ever done any, like DJing, like proper DJing, like in a pub or a club? Because I know Karl had his own. I had my own disco when I was a kid.
Yeah, not proper. I had a gig once when I had to, it was 2 nights a week in the local pub. Just the 2 decks that it was in a suitcase, you know, those sort of like all in one thing. And they just wanted the same records. They wanted, Rod Stewart, Baby Jane. They wanted, about 11:15 when they were all drunk, they wanted, Don McLean's American Pie, which they all sang along to.
Yeah.
Uptown Girl they liked.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't used to do the talking
Did you
at
do
all.
the patter?
No, I couldn't. I just
don't
understand it. I just love those wedding sort of DJs that they have to give you extra information. They can't just play a song. They have to say things like, "Ooh, all the way back there in the Commodore's easy." It's sort of like they have to tell you something. Who's listening? They're just going to play the next record.
It's
a wedding, yeah.
It's like there's like the controller of a local radio station listening. It just happens to be at the wedding, thinking, "Hang on,
hold on, he's played a record, but he's got extra information." Well, they should do useful things at a wedding, like will the overweight aunt in the purple dress please now take the floor with little unfortunate kid and let him hop around.
As the dance floor is currently empty, will any 8-year-old boys wearing those tiny tuxedos please slide across the dance floor on their knees until they are taken home and put to bed early.
I went to one once. And the bloke who'd hired it went to the DJ, and this DJ that had come with this sort of party wanted a 70s disco, and he looked like Woody Allen, right? And I was sure he used to be a gentleman's outfitters, like, and he said, "Oh, I wanted a 70s disco," and he went, "Well, I got Bicycle Race by Queen lined up, I've got ELO, and I've got Cliff We Don't Talk Anymore." So, and he went, "Well, I went sort of more disco." He went, "I don't really want to blow All Me Earth, Wind and Fire before 10. But it's like all planned.
There is a rule. There are rules. Will the 17-year-old girl who's dressed like Avril Lavigne please tut loudly because I still haven't played anything by Linkin Park?
Will the 45-year-old woman recently divorced please cry now?
Yeah.
Please cry now.
Please cry now because it's clear you're never going to find another man. Because you used to be a DJ, didn't you? Because there is a sort of rule, definitely. I remember there was like, you know, what I learned was that there are certain tunes you just do not play early on. Oh, What a Night, for instance.
Dun, 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 yeah.
People, you never play that before like 11. You want that last hour before they've got to go home to be non-stop dancing.
When would you pop on Dancing Queen?
Interesting, thanks for that. Is there a buffet being served?
Yes.
Yeah, well, definitely post-buffet. I remember there was great days. I was reminded this recently by ITV's Reborn in the USA. There was a great time where you could come out of the buffet or any kind of speech with a bit of Gina G. Ooh, I remember there was a great period for a couple of years where that was always a barnstormer.
Sure.
Sadly, no longer the case. What about, I mean, because the danger is, of course, you go back to the 70s, maybe you got Dancing Queen, but how many do you play before you come into the 80s with perhaps Billie Jean?
Or Soft Cell.
Soft Cell's always a classic, yeah. I'd love to hear that. And, because there's always controversy now, as to whether Love Shack is overplayed. I know that's a big discussion now.
I've never liked it. I just like, will any 35-year-old men please now dance ironically to Bombastic, in the vain hope that someone will actually find them attractive. Love Shack, oh no, never liked
Come
it.
on, Eileen?
I never, yeah, alright, I just never liked any records that with a hint of novelty about them.
They are popular, they're floor fillers.
I hate them. I just...
You haven't done DJing now, have you?
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Singing on the other side of your face.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
And you didn't play Dexter's Midnight Runners?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't plan it out that much when I did it. It was like, I knew I had the tights and cigars to give away.
Yes, yeah.
Which he stole from his parents' bedroom beforehand.
Yeah.
Why were you giving away stuff at a disco anyway? Why weren't you just playing records?
Because people liked it, didn't they? If it wasn't...
It hasn't changed, we're doing this. We talk rubbish, we play records, and we give away crap that we found.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed, has it?
And, so I had some good times. I mean, for people who haven't been listening all the time, it was called Pilky's Making Music.
Yeah, Colin Making.
It was like Pilkington, and my mate was called something Making, and the music was what we played, right? And they had some cards made, had some nice blue glossy cards made, but they were quite expensive.
Yeah.
So I used to hand them out, and then they'd say cheers for that, and say, no, write it down. Write the number down, I want that back.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Because they were quite pricey.
Yeah. Classy businessman there.
I
think Richard Branson used to do that.
I think so, yeah.
Saved a bit of money, because my dad made some lights for me. He just like...
He said he made them, he found them in a telephone box. People were making phone calls in the dark. Round the neighbourhood.
Exactly.
It was just white bulbs in like a box, and like my mate making, he used to just flick them on and off, like the thing, and then they'd be in time with the music and that. And,
perfect.
Well, you had to sit there and flip
I love that. We got our sound to light system. What's his name? Colin.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Right, so...
Did you ever rent him out?
Right, well, we never had any disasters, right, but my mate did one, right, and I don't know if it's that funny, really, but it... Go on. I'll tell you anyway, right, he was doing this gig, and it was probably one of the biggest gigs, right, that he ever had. Must have been a couple of hundred people there. Yeah. And, in like a big sort of warehouse thing. Anyway, for some reason, there was some problem with a big speaker that fell, right? So, the police turn up and stuff.
Right.
And they try to control the night, and they're going, can everyone sit down? We try to control it, can you sit down? So anyway, you get a few, like, little groups of people sitting down on the floor, and people were still stood up, and the police were saying, look, you know, we're going to cancel this whole night if you don't all sit down, and more people are sort of sitting down. It's going on for about 20-odd minutes, right? Will you please sit down? And it gets to this point when there's just one lad stood up in the middle. And he's going, look, you're ruining it for everyone. Will you sit down? And it goes quiet for a bit, and someone's muttering something. And he goes, the lad standing up has got calipers on his legs. Can we have a round of applause for the kid?
Who said that?
It was this lad who was doing the DJ. He was the DJ. So, like, they kept the police and everything were saying, well, you sit down, you're ruining it for everyone else.
Dear. You know, the quick way to sort that out would have been to play upside your head.
Yeah,
Or sit down. Yeah.
But most of mine were, I had good nights.
Yeah.
Always got rebooked and stuff.
We've got a little email straight away, Carl, from Nikki in Beverly Hills, California. She says, Carl, you rock. I hate it when Ricky and Steve ridicule you. I checked out your picture. Although your head is not normal, that's no reason to ridicule you. You look gimp, but I never judge a book by the cover.
Cheers.
Is that all you've got to say?
Well, it's only because I've got no hair, though, isn't it? That's why it gives that effect.
No, it's perfectly round your head. It's perfectly spherical head. Your face is slightly too big for it. It almost goes over the sides. Perfectly round head. Pug little nose, funny gimp eyes with no expression, hangdog look, like a little mouth, like a little lamprey, not formed, not human formed. The way your expression is like you've had a lobotomy. Your head goes weird at the back. It's got a little nod in it, like it's really strange, your face, and you're stupid.
We've had a lot of emails saying that. I mean, I think he's just paraphrasing, but... talking of emails, you know, a couple of... I can't remember which show it was, but you mentioned, Carl, that you'd only recently seen a Chinese homeless person.
Oh, yeah.
And it really surprised you, because you'd never seen a Chinese homeless person.
And I actually went along with that. I've still never seen a Chinese homeless person.
Well, now, I can just tell you now that there's a few responses from Los Angeles, people saying there are quite a lot of Chinese homeless people over there, because apparently there's a huge homeless community in Los Angeles. So definitely, if you want to see them, Carl, that's the place to go. But we've had one from Vancouver, Canada, from a girl called Amy, and Amy herself is Chinese, and she says that she realised herself that she'd never really seen a Chinese homeless person. And although she says that apparently Vancouver has the first or second largest Chinese population in Canada, she'd never seen them, and she actually went for a walk around the Chinatown in her area looking for them, and she could not find any on that particular day. So again, Canada obviously not a place to go for a Chinese homeless.
It was just a point, though. I don't want people sort of...
Well, hold on, though. Wait, I'll stop you there. Hello, Ricky, Steve and Carl. I live in New York City and have seen a Chinese homeless person. Not only is he Chinese, but he is also a midget. He's been living on the streets for the last 30 years. He used to dress in rags, but thanks to a coat drive, he's now wearing a fancy Adidas jacket, right? Now he encloses a picture. He says he gave him $10 to take the picture, and I've seen it, and he's a little Chinese midget fella.
I'm just getting a bit worried that people are going out there sort of looking for these. Because you know,
that's what you requested.
No. But all I was saying is, I saw one. I didn't start saying, "Excuse me, can you just give us a smile? I'm taking your picture." Do you know
we've
what I
had
mean?
loads of pictures of people.
I know, and it worries me a little bit. And I mean, it's not too bad about the one who took one of a little midget one, because you know, if he kicked off, it'd be quite easy to sort of hold him back. But I'm talking about fully grown.
So is that your warning to people? Don't be taking pictures of fully grown Chinese homeless.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, you know, don't be messing about going up to strangers and that and annoying them and stuff, right? Maybe
well, I think that's a good rule of thumb. Don't annoy them. But I mean, that is a hell of a sighting, isn't it? We asked for a Chinese homeless, and they gave us a Chinese midget homeless.
Many of the listeners are aware, Carl, that you're sort of fascinated by smaller people.
Well, he's fascinated by difference, I think.
Yes.
I don't think he's having a go at people. You know, when you sort of stare at someone because they don't look like you, and let's face it, most people don't look like you. You're not having a go, are you?
Well, like I say, first time I saw Steve, I was never having a go. It was just, oh, that's different. But you know, like you know, Steve, I was never having a go. It's just that thing of, oh, right, interesting.
What do you mean?
No, just you know, I've said before about I've got used to it, and
Steve
it's the
got
same.
used to it. What you
don't know. Well, you know my feeling with this. I don't really know where he's coming from.
But Steve knows I'm not having a go either.
Yeah.
Carl used to carry around a book that was called the Top 50 Freaks of All Time.
Well, it's interesting you should mention that, because we actually had an email from Richie, who says that he's been a fan of ours for many years, and he's listened to lots of the radio shows we've done in the past and things. And he says, of all the people you've discussed, Carl, in the past, including some of the people from your you know, odd magazines, who would you most like to spend the day with, of all those people that you've encountered?
Favourite of all?
Well, certainly who you would want to spend time with, who you feel would be the most fascinating, the most interesting. You know, I mean, let's just recap on some of the...
Pillow Man, the bloke with no arms, no legs that can roll a cigarette with his mouth.
Yeah.
No, not impressed with him.
That's not sufficient.
What about the three-legged juggler?
So hang on, let's just recap. This was a man with 3 legs?
3 legs, right?
Right.
And it said his job, he became a juggler.
Okay.
Not using the gift that he'd been given.
What would you suggest?
Anything. Running, swimmer. Just,
Yeah.
But yeah, what are the others? What are the other ones?
There was a picture of a gentleman who was fascinated by him. He used to play the piano.
Oh, he's got a tiny head, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's that. That's the one who he sort of ages fast.
Right.
So like every other week he's having a birthday and stuff. And yeah, that was weird.
He's not having a birthday every other week. His body's just aged, so as the appearance, his biology is sort of like he's 70, but he's only like 15. They don't have a birthday every week. You idiot.
But yeah, I don't know about knocking about with one at a long time though. That's
Only for a day?
I suppose it depends what I'm up to. Because if we're going out and about, the pillow man would just be a bit of a drag.
Whereas if you're going for a walk across, the 3-legged guy, ideal.
So, yeah.
Oh. Lots and lots of people emailing just with questions for Carl. Just a couple of quick ones for you, Carl. Wendy says, if Carl had to eat the same dinner every day for the rest of his life, what would he eat?
You see, it depends, doesn't it? I mainly eat just so I keep going. I'm not that bothered about... Because I don't really taste it anyway, I just shove it down.
You're like a horse?
I mean, to be honest, it annoys me the way people worry about food now and how there's so much to choose from. I think it's got out of hand. I'll watch...
Any form of choice really worries you, doesn't it?
No,
you don't like choice.
No, choice is good, but not too much. It's like with anything now, if you go into a toffee shop, there's like loads of different...
Where are you going to find a toffee shop?
You're in a fairy tale.
Yeah. You're in a Dickens tale in the 19th century.
You're in Shrek.
And you go into a toffee shop.
What's your point? You go into a toffee shop.
What I'm saying, you go into a shop full of toffees.
You've just come from the candlestick maker.
Right? You go in there and there's just too much choice. It's like what, and I can stand there up to like 4 minutes, sort of going
up to 4 minutes.
So specific.
4 minutes.
So he's in a toffee shop in a top hat.
Well, he's only got 4 minutes. He's only got 4 minutes because he's got to get down to the pea green boat that he's sailing off in.
Yeah.
No,
good morrow.
Well, forget the toffees.
Could I have some of your finest Oxfordshire toffees?
So you'd prefer it was just one selection of toffee? That's all they've got?
Well, maybe 2. What I'm saying is, right, there's now too much choice. Whenever you get a menu in a restaurant, it's not like you don't just go, oh, right, what is there? Yeah, I'll have that. There's too much. It's like a book, and you look at it all. And then you've got to that point now that people are even taking a risk when they're eating.
What do you mean?
In Japan or China or something, they're eating that fish that if it's not cooked right, it can kill you. Right? Not worth the risk. And there's so many other fish.
Yeah, I agree. Why
have mackerel, have a bit of cod or whatever.
Yeah,
as soon as there's a risk, take it off. Take it off the menu.
I agree. I totally agree.
Not worth
it. We've got a fish that might or might not kill you. Well, is there anything that definitely won't kill you? Yeah, but a chicken won't kill you.
I'll play safe then. I'll have that.
I love that. I love the chicken.
That's what I'm saying. But anyway, we were talking about sayings and that. Right? Stitching time saves 9. Don't. I'm never going to use that. I don't think anyway.
Okay.
Suzanne.
You're never going to understand it fully, are you?
Suzanne repairs me stuff anyway. It doesn't really matter. But what about the one? About the one in greenhouses and that.
People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Well, I'm intrigued to know if he's fully got to grips with this. Okay. Just give us your explanation again of what you'd take that to mean.
Well, just don't be chucking stuff about. Really?
Well, if that was it, they just say that.
No, but that saying's been around a lot longer than we think. That's when people probably did live in basic glass houses and stuff.
No, whoa,
what they mean now.
Now he's ever lived in a glass house.
So cavemen went from rock to a nice crystal structure, did they? What are you talking about? When did people live in glass houses?
What they mean now, when that saying's used now, they mean sort of, plasma tellies, ornaments.
No, they don't.
They're saying don't chuck stuff about because you'll break it.
No, it's not about damaging your own property.
They don't mean you're inside the glass house throwing rocks inside your own glass house.
It's a metaphor. Carl, what is an analogy?
It's sort of like a little story told quickly. Isn't it?
It's a little story told quickly. To what end?
Well, it depends what the story is. You see, I just prefer sort of, you know, what you say is what you mean. So people who live in a glass house have to answer the door.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I mean, because you may be a genius, because I don't get that. People who live in glass houses have to answer the door.
Okay, let's hear his explanation.
Because the people knocking at the door will be able to see you because it's a glass house.
But you have to add a number of other things, other caveats. Surely, if you live in a glass house, don't walk around naked.
Yeah.
If you live in
These are literals.
But just the idea that in your head there should be sayings for people who live in glass houses. Who is it that's living in a glass house?
Well, I'm not talking about them. It's just that if everyone else is bringing up about these people who are living in glass houses, let's get to the real problems they've got.
Wow.
Right.
What have you got for us?
Right then, the first one. There's a vehicle that sells kebabs. Right. There's a vehicle that sells kebabs. Initial D. Right. D.
Great.
Right. Have you worked that one out?
Of course I haven't.
Right, the second one. You're asked if you want that bit of the egg.
You what?
You're asked if you want that bit of the egg. You think about it, but we sort of decide against it.
And again?
What's going on there? You're asked if you want that bit of the egg. You think about it, but you go, nah, I go against it. Right?
I've got it. Is it initials W-Y-O?
Yeah.
Got it.
Right, so...
Okay.
That one works.
Right.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
And the last one, I don't think this burger will catch on.
I don't think this burger will catch on.
Yeah, and the letter there is M. So you just text or email in with the answers and win some stuff. What have we got?
We've got some prizes. We've got another box set of the League of Gentlemen.
This is instant gratification, but you go into a draw for something bigger. So what have we got today?
Yeah, well today, this is what you're taking home today. You've got the League of Gentlemen, the complete collection on DVD. That's worth having, definitely. We've got Catterick, which is the current Vic and Bob show on BBC Two, which is good. The Aviator, the award-winning Leonardo DiCaprio, Martin Scorsese biopic, and once again Ladder 49.
We're giving that away again, are we?
Yeah. Apparently we got.
Can we get a job like those?
We got loads of them. We got boxes and stacks of them.
Yeah. Excellent. So
email in if you just want a copy of Ladder 49. I'm sure we can dig one out for you.
yeah. Or phone in, because Carl does not answer the phones.
Right.
And remember, the winner goes forward into the chance to win the big prizes, the signed Homer drawing, the signed Nigel Tufnell poster, and you go to rickygervais.com and see Matt Groening actually drawing that to verify it. Bet Lloyd Carl won't ever anyone, has it?
Okay, give us the clue, give us the answer.
Right then, first one.
Hurry up, because we haven't got long for monkey news.
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. First one. There's a vehicle over there that's
changed?
Selling kebabs.
Oh, it's changed, go on.
Initial D.
Yeah, what is it?
That was Donovan.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, okay.
Yeah. That
Good.
worked.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Second
That's a
one.
real clue.
Well, they got it. Like they always do, so they're always real clues. Second one. You're asked if you want that bit of the egg, right? You think about it. Then you decide against it.
I think I know this one. What was the initial again?
Y-O.
Is this, John Lennon's, wife, Yoko Ono?
Yeah, that's right.
I think that was her name, Yoko Ono, was it?
Yeah, it was Yoko No.
That was
Yoko No.
No, you've got it wrong. You're thinking about it. You're asked if you want a bit of the egg.
Yeah.
You go, yolk. You think about it. Oh no.
Oh, so you say it twice, you stutter. So
No,
it's
no.
Yoke, oh no.
No, you didn't
No, her
wrong.
name's Yoko Ono, though.
Yeah, Yoko
Yeah.
Ono. Listen to the clue again.
Okay, no.
Listen to the clue.
So what you say is, do you want this bit of the egg? You think, oh, the other bit, no. Yolk, oh no. Yolk,
right.
oh no. Yolk, oh no. Yolk, no. Oh, yolk. Yeah, go on, brilliant. Yeah, okay, yeah, Yoko, no, yeah, go on. Next, yeah.
And the last one was, I don't think this burger will catch on. That was, initial M.
Yeah.
McFly. Right? So, there's your three clues. There's your three answers.
It won't catch on.
Well, who'd want to eat that? You know what I mean? It's like a Mac burger or whatever, Mac chicken, McFly.
Lloyd Cole, Impossible Girl, on XFM 104.9. Wow.
Rick, I'm just reading an email we've had, and it is indeed true. Scores of naked cyclists will be wheeling around London today in a mass protest against oil dependency. The World Naked Bike Ride will see the arresting sight of up to 200 daring riders bearing all in their cycle past some of the capital's most famous landmarks.
Have they got to wear an helmet? Are they against wearing a helmet?
Well, I think they're trying to make a statement. I would imagine. I don't know.
Well, they don't have to wear a helmet. It's not law to wear a helmet on a bike, is it? It's for your own safety. It's sensible. You're right. Yeah.
Well, it's also sensible to just pop some pants on. Pop some pants on.
Are you going to be popping down there and cheering them on?
I'm not going anywhere near it. What are they going against? What's the problem that's going on?
Oil dependency. I think, generally we're consuming too much oil, aren't we, in the world, and it's going to run out one day, and we've not got any alternatives.
Talking of campaigns and things and that, did you see Sir Bob on Jonathan Ross last night?
Sir Bob Geldof.
Sir Bob Geldof.
Yeah.
You going to walk to Edinburgh or sail to France, Carl? What do you think of all this? The G8.
I think it's good that he's doing some stuff for the world and what have you, but probably won't bother.
No.
Having a walk.
What do you make of all this campaigning? He's dedicated his life to this now, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I was watching him last night, and I respect the man. I mean, he used to work here, didn't he? Did some shows and that. It's good. It's alright that he can do it, but...
I assume that's not why you respect him. I assume you respect him because he's trying to save a nation, as opposed to he used to work at XFM for a while.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's good that he's given up a lot of his time to, try and save the world and that, but, there's a bit of me that's kind of like, is he wasting his time a bit?
Right, what do you mean wasting his time?
Well, he tried it before and...
No, wait. What he's trying to say is that the G8 are I think the 7 most, wealthy nations in the world, and Russia, and they get together and they can wipe out the third world debt. I.e. they owe us billions and billions of pounds, they can't afford to pay it back. So he can say, let's wipe the slate clean, and pledge, I think, a lot more aid and stuff to them, isn't it? So what do you think of that?
But, won't they just do it again?
Right, what's you thinking?
No,
I knew I had a little diamond in the rough here. I mean, obviously, I admit, I brought this up because I really wanted to know what Carl thought of it.
Sure.
Yeah, I had ulterior motives. It wasn't just for awareness, for the very worthy cause. It was because I know, look at him looking at me. Look at him, he looks at me like a cat. Honestly, it's like, there's nothing behind those eyes. Right, what do you mean?
They're just gonna run up the debt again, you think?
Well, what I mean is, right, when I was a kid, right, and I wanted to go to the arcade, I'd borrow £1 off my mum, right, and she'd say, don't come back asking for more and what have you. But I'd have a go on a pinball machine or whatever, game on a fruity, and then go back, and she'd go, can I have some more money? And she goes, we gave you £1 before. And I go, I know, but I'm on holiday, and she goes, there you go then. And then I go off and do the same thing. I didn't go, no, I wasted the last one, I'm gonna pop this in the bank.
Right.
So you think that's what's going to happen with...
That's a nice metaphor. So what do you think happening there as the Africans are blowing it down the arcade? Instead of putting it towards a fishing rod, they're blowing it down the arcade. I'm trying to win a watch. Look, I've got 100 goals. I think this thing is dodgy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to win a fluffy toy.
Bob said, you're never going to get the Snoopy.
You're never going to get the Snoopy.
It's always going to fall out of the little claw
It's
with
rigged,
to the
the claw is not strong enough.
Yeah.
Do not waste it. No, Midge.
Midge, you have to write a song.
Write another song, mate. They've flown it down the arcade. Brilliant.
So that's your genuine logic, is it?
Well, I just don't know, if they put me in charge of it, I don't know what I'd do. I just think it's a...
Could I just say that will never happen?
No.
Could I just say to London...
Yeah.
And anyone listening on Saturday... Yeah, don't worry. Carl is not going to be put in charge of G8. It's not going to be him, Blair. Chirac.
That would be a joy if it were.
That would be amazing.
But anyway, so let's assume in some alternate universe you are in charge.
What would you do?
Monkeys, obviously, it's like Planet of the Apes. What are you going to do? You're the only, the only person with opposable thumbs. What's your solution?
We've done a lot of it, haven't we? We've sent, money out there, we've sent them clothes and that.
Yeah. Have you?
It's gone.
You say we, have you sent...
I've done loads for charity.
Go on.
No, loads, I've done loads of stuff.
Go on, what?
Oh, give stuff to Oxfam.
Yeah? What stuff you don't want anymore?
Yeah, junk, you mean?
Well, yeah, but it'll be alright for them. I mean, I said to you the other day, like, when they collect clothes for over there, I don't know, none of my stuff's gonna fit them well. But the thing is, I do loads of charities. I do loads of things like,
Go on.
I pay for tools. You know, I do that thing, a monthly payment of £5, paying for, you know, toolbox and that for someone out there. I help old people, which I'm going to stop, to be honest.
Why?
Because, do you know this thing I do, Steve, right?
No.
This is a £5 a month as well, right? I got stopped in Leicester Square one day. He said, oh, there's a little old woman somewhere. She's cold, are you going to help her out? So I was like, oh, why me, right? So anyway, so they said it's easier if people look after one old woman, right? So
Why me?
I've signed up to look after this old woman called, I don't know, call her name June or whatever, it doesn't matter. So...
It does to her, but go on.
So anyway, so I'm paying this £5 a month, and the first £5, you know, first time I paid it, I got this thing in the post, right? And it had, you know, thanks a lot, Carl. You're looking after June. Here she is, you know, here's a little picture of her, and she's sat there, what have you, with a cardigan on and stuff like that. Every £5 you pay, you know, it'll be cheering her up, and, you know, look after her, pay for her food and what have you. So, for a bit, you feel good, don't you? And you think, well, I've done my bit for the world. Anyway, 2 months later, get another package, right? Picture of June in there again. She's got a tan. So he's saying you're paying to keep her warm. No, they meant a week in Mallorca or whatever. And this is what I mean. People turn, if they can get away with it.
I don't know where to start!
That isn't having a go though.
What do you think? So what do you think? You think they're going, don't bother, getting a job or anything, gout off a bit, and then gout off a bit, it's June,
I don't know, it's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult.